We have a very cool event planned today. It's called Legends of the Autobahn. It's actually a pretty old event here in Monterey Car Week, so it's become pretty established over the years and it's pretty big. What it is what it sounds like. It's German related, so there's tons of German cars, hopefully German people as well. But mainly we're going to be looking at Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, Porsche, everything like that. It's a big show, so we're going to see tons and tons of cars. We're going to head there now. Unfortunately, it's about 30 minutes away. But we'll get some car spotting most likely along the way. Well, we can see from here that the field is crowded with Germans, and I mean German cars. We're already passing by actually a lot of German cars too. We're standing out, I think, a tiny bit in our big British Rolls-Royce, but then again, there's some connection to BMW with Rolls-Royce, so there's a little German after all. Anyone ever seen a Rolls-Royce off-road before? Well, that's what we have to do, it looks like, to get to the visitor parking. This is insane. Look how narrow this is. Alright guys, we have arrived, and as you can see, that was actually, no joke, kind of intense. We were literally off-roading in the Rolls-Royce Phantom. I mean, we weren't in the middle of the Sahara, but you can tell these cars aren't exactly designed for that, and we had to literally use the golf cart path to get here. The entire field is full of M cars, Audis, BMWs, etc., everything German you can think of. So I'm going to give you guys a walk around and kind of just look at the things that stand out to me. This whole BMW here. So we're in the vintage class. This is what BMW badges used to look like. And it's so funny, you can actually see where you screw the badge on. It's not a pop-on rivet. Surrounded by E30 M3s. And these are interesting cars actually. Very cool boxy M cars. Obviously one of the first real M3s, but these are really getting a liking on the market. These have started to really go up in value, and you can tell why. All right, here is an 8 Series section. I've always had a soft spot for 8 Series. I'm worried that these exhaust tips are not big enough. Big things I noticed that I really like about them is when you have the split mirror like this. And obviously in a Storal blue, it's really, really nice looking. Here's a row of really, really dope old M6s. I love the shape on these. All right, I spy something very cool. Vorsteiner i8. Carbon fiber lip. Diffuser. Carbon fiber lip here. Pretty outrageous. What the hell is this thing? Like a Z3 body or something like that. But it is a crazy Frankenstein BMW. This wagon is fire. This is so cool. You can tell he uses the cleaning products because this thing is so clean. With the HRE wheels, I love it. so we're in the Audi section. We're gonna see what stands out to us. And speaking of standing out, look at this A4 full-on race car. All right, so this is Audi R8 heaven. Check out this matte gray R8. Then we obviously have the new V10, followed by 3 more R8s over here. All right, more race cars follow. This one obviously looks a lot more serious, and interestingly enough, it actually has 2 racing seats. There seems to be an era like the 90s or 2000s where Audis were just, well, they were weird, and that's what I loved about them. Speaking of this car right over here, they've got such a funky design to them. I'll show you the rear as well. The long center strip tail light, I always, for some reason, loved. It's kind of an extremely ugly accent when you think about it, but it's a kind of ugly that I love. And speaking of this taillight, look at how cool this one is. Has the same taillight set, but obviously an all-encompassing spoiler across the whole rear of it. Alcantara, this is so cool. Wow, look at the engine too. A Porsche engine. Well, I mean, there was a lot of development with Audi and Porsche when they developed in this era specifically, and that's why that taillight is so Porsche-esque, like the 993. But so cool. Here's a rather special car and a very iconic car, the Audi Quattro. Heard of it? So cool as well. I keep saying cool, and it's true. White wheels popping on the red exterior. Look, there's just angles everywhere. Lines, angles, cuts. So cool. Also very square as well. You can tell this was definitely designed by its era. And here we go again, another Porsche influenced engine. Alright, I think I see an AMG SLS Black Series in the classic yellow color. We have to check this out. Crazy. Always loved this yellow color on it. Almost a gold. All the carbon fiber accents. So crazy. Alright, I think that was a good taste. Let's see what else they've got. One of my loves, an AMG wagon. The sexiest, most practical thing on the face of the planet. These are awesome, all whited out. Can you imagine what these were like in the day when they came out? I mean, how baller these were. We're getting to the business end of the concourse. I see a 300 SL convertible. Wow. Everything matches. Wheels, paint, interior. The plaid interior. So I noticed something interesting immediately. When I'm filming cars normally, I can actually look at the engine. I'm 6'5". Right now, I can barely view the top. You can see my leg height compared to this. Crazy. So this is obviously a Brabus. They're already expensive, but the Brabus does the trick for sure. It's a 4x4 squared. So I mean, this is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, but for this owner, it was worth it. Right, the craziest things are behind me. I believe 2 of Ben Chen's cars. You have the SLS and an SLR, all modded out and crazy, and more importantly, a car that I haven't seen until, you know, just came out, is the AMG GTR in green right behind me. So let's go take a look. Love this green color. Big fan of green recently. But if it wasn't beefy enough already, it's beefy now. That's what I always thought too. GR. Look at this SLS. What? So mad. Rentec. Craziness. Speaking of Rentec, SLR Rentec. Look at the carbon fiber grain. Very large grain on that. HRE wheels. I mean, these are totally kitted out. Look at the exhaust. Triple side exhaust. What? So Pops is in the Phantom and he said screw that to the golf track that we had to come on here. He's crossing the field. Alright, we are crossing the German concourse field in our British tank called the Rolls-Royce Phantom. We're not exactly entered in this concourse as you can tell, but we said screw it to the narrow golf track that we had to come here on. Alright guys, I think we can call that day a success. We crossed the German concourse field in our British car without any trouble, and we got to see some pretty outrageous German cars, including BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes. Obviously, it was kind of an overwhelming experience, so I try to point out all the cars that stood out to me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.